How's it going, ladies and joins? It is the Goof again for another video. Thank you for watching. Um, so these are the specs of the Switch 2, or successor, or what do you want to call it? Doesn't matter. And they're not terrible, honestly. They're honestly not that bad. Not really. When you realize that it's pretty much PS4 and PS4 Pro. Pretty much. Plus, whatever extra trickery or newfangled processes for like DLSS type stuff is being put in there, right? So these aren't bad. So the CPU is an ARM Cortex A7 8C, has 8 cores, and unknown L1, L2, L3 cache sizes. They don't know. The GPU is an NVIDIA T239 Ampere, basically an RTX 20 series. It's a few generations back, but I'm pretty sure that they've done some trickeries, workarounds, extra tinkering with the hardware that doesn't make it typical. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be typical. So it has a one graphics processing cluster. It has 12 streaming multiprocessors. It has 1,434 CUDA cores. It has 6 texture processing clusters. It has 48 Gen 3 tensor cores. It has 2 RTX ray tracing cores. Excuse me? Ray tracing? Really? It has 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5. Some or all units will have LPDDR5X chips and 2 6 gigabyte chips. What? What do you mean 2 6 gigabyte? I don't know. I feel like the dock might be special. Hear me out. I think the dock will be special. I think they're going to do more with the dock this time than they did last time. It's a feeling I have. So in handheld mode, the CPU runs at I guess this is the clock speed or something along those lines. It runs at a 1100.8 megahertz. The GPU will run at 561 megahertz or 1.72 T-flops peak. The RAM runs at 2133 megahertz, 6826 gigabytes peak bandwidth. And that's in handheld mode. In dock mode, this is what I find interesting. The CPU, the megahertz actually goes down. Why would it go down unless they have it backwards? But it's 998.4 megahertz. The GPU goes up, actually. That's the fun part. The GPU actually goes up with it like this. It goes to 1007.3 megahertz, 3.9 T-flops peak. It's like the peak of the performance. Like that's as high as it can go. And it might be, it could go lower, but it'll go. That's the highest it'll reach. The RAM will go to 3200 megahertz or 102.40 gigabytes second peak bandwidth. So there's that, but there's more. And I just looked at it a while ago. Somebody showed it. It's a chart comparing the consoles. And it's funny how I'm on Twitter and this stuff just kind of pops up and it gives me something to talk about. So we're going to look at up here at the top, the current hardware, how many flops, the teraflops, the T-flops. The Xbox Series X has 12 teraflops. The PlayStation 5 has 10.28 teraflops. The Xbox One X had 6 teraflops. The PlayStation 4 Pro had 4.2 teraflops. The Nintendo Switch 2, when docked, has 3.4 teraflops when docked, which is damn close to the PS4 Pro. And of course, in handheld mode, I can't talk. In handheld mode, it's 2 teraflops. The base PlayStation 4 only ran at 1.8 teraflops. The Steam Deck which currently is out and is currently amazing for a lot of people. I know a few people who have one and they love it, and they're like, the performance is so awesome, the AAA games that are on the go, yada, 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 yada. It's 1.6 teraflops. 1.6 teraflops. The Xbox One is 1.31 teraflops. The current Switch, this is funny actually, it's 0.5 teraflops and 0.39 teraflops. So you might be thinking to yourself, what does it all mean, Basil? It means jack squat. It actually means nothing. Believe it or not, all these specs, they don't mean anything. They don't. Do you want to know why I say this? Because my eyes can't tell the goddamn difference between the Xbox One X, which has 6 teraflops, and the Xbox Series X, which has 12 teraflops. I can't tell the difference between those visuals. We didn't have a big leap. Those spec numbers and everything don't mean jack squat. They really don't. And I know there's the Xbox, not the Xbox, the PlayStation 5 Pro, which sharpens up things that are in the distance. Ew. The law of diminishing returns, okay, is going to do Nintendo well. Okay, this is going to be good for Nintendo, okay? Hear me out. It's going to be good for Nintendo. Okay? The law of diminishing returns means Nintendo is catching up to those hardware visuals and everything. Nintendo's catching up. Okay? And visually, you're not going to see a huge difference. Then you have to take into effect that there's DLSS. All right? The sampling, the super sampling, and the AI, I guess it's AI upscaling, whatever. All right, which is going to make a lot of games look even more amazing without needing all that power. So what does that mean for all of us? What does that mean? What does it mean? It means a lot of this doesn't frickin' matter. It means that the Switch 2 is going to have some pretty amazing visuals. Let's look at the Steam Deck. Just look at the Steam Deck. If you're somebody out there right now who has a Steam Deck, you can attest to how good games run and look on that device. And so it only has 1.6 teraflops. I think Nintendo is in good standing. This is good. This is good. You don't need more teraflops. These numbers have gotten to where they don't mean anything, especially when we don't know all of the trickery under the hood. We don't know everything. We don't know everything. We don't know what all the system's going to do. I don't for a second think that Nintendo's just going to make a more powerful Switch. Not for a second. They got a gimmick coming. You watch. They got a hook. I'm telling you. Look, I thought it was cool to talk about this stuff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It doesn't mean jack squat. It means nothing. Not really. It means it's going to be better than the current Switch, and that's all I could really ask for. It means it's going to be better than the Steam Deck, but then that raises concerns about the cost of the device. If they can keep it below the price of the Steam Deck, I think will be good. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see. So we have to ask ourselves, how much more can Nintendo do? I think Nintendo saw the writing on the wall years ago, and they knew that you can't just push power. You can't just push a more powerful hardware over and over again. They left that kind of competition up to the other guys. And I think that's where Miyamoto's whole thing a ways back, where he was like, when the new system, I think it was Miyamoto, where he said that when the new hardware comes out, he doesn't want Nintendo getting roped into the power race between the other two guys. Not because the system's going to be weak, not because it's going to be bad, but they don't want people thinking that Nintendo has decided to jump into the power race, because they don't want to have to keep up with the Joneses. It's not that the hardware is going to be bad. It's just that he doesn't want Nintendo to have to do like these other companies do. And that's all it comes down to. That's it. That's it. That's all that it comes down to. So we still have to just wait and see. By 8 this evening, I think it's 8 this evening. 8. My time is like midnight. I think about midnight my time, or damn close, is when Nintendo will drop something suggesting that they'll have a direct tomorrow about the hardware. If midnight comes and goes and we wake up tomorrow and they never said a damn thing about new hardware, I was right. My other video, I was right. We're just not going to see more. And that's it. We're not going to see it until probably next month. I don't know why I feel like next month is when we're going to see the trailer, but I think it has to do with the inauguration. Nintendo wants all eyes on them. This is how Nintendo functions. They're competing for your attention from everything, not just other game companies and whatnot, but also from things like election stuff and whatnot, political stuff. They want all eyes on them. This has been The Goof. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.